Okay, now we're doing, boys. Yep, I had to do another meeting. Usually this is how my evenings go. I wake up and I do meetings, and then that's pretty much about it. Yeah, how'd the meeting go? It went really well, actually. That's Jeff. Jeff's quite well. I talked to Jeff the other day. Okay, let's go turn this back in. If the electricity stays on, it'd be storming. Yeah, I think it will. It's very rare that our electricity turns off, and we also have a, for like my mom's oxygen, we have like another tank too, and she should be fine. So even if it does, it'll be okay. I've wanted to buy her another one, and I think I'm gonna do that maybe tonight with her before I go to bed. There's like 3 other things I have to do before I go to bed too. Fuck. It's been a long fucking day. God damn, do I have meeting temps? Oh yeah, my bad. Do you think this game will last long? Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's... Like, what do you mean by long, though? Because, like, long for me is, like, a month. Like, that's really long to me. If she doesn't have one, you should get an oxygen concentrator. My mom needs one, too. So I talked to my dad, and my dad has a friend, and, like, his friend's wife has, like, a problem with, like, breathing. And like, so what do you guys think? Like, he said that the like a brand of like oxygen units is like Imogen, and I should look at buying some of those, or 1 or 2 of those or something like that. No, I haven't tried Rapier, Rich. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's like such a like a technical question. I feel like a lot of people wouldn't really know. Imogen's good. That's what my mom has. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna buy one. Like, I told my mom, I'm like, listen. Like, I'll buy whatever. Doesn't matter to me. Better play for someone who knows us one, play safe. Well, I mean, it is somebody that we know, that does know it. Okay, there we go. That's 90 bars, though. That's so much, bro. Imogen's the gold standard? Okay. Hopefully I can just place an order for one of those tonight. And just make sure we have one of those for her coming in.
My blade, my life. Choose your next contribution to our cause.
Where's that one? Oh, we're just gonna do all 3 of those. It's super easy. Okay. Dude, leveling got so slow at level 20. Oh my god, this is crazy. Just fucking brutal, man. It's like, what do I even do now? Yeah. 20 to 24 is really slow. Inogen? Maybe, Medicine Man. Maybe. I'm not sure. I have a rebreather. Capsule CO2. It's from rebreathing CO2. She just expelled. No, I've never heard of that before. Go questing? What the fuck else? Like, but... Like, what do I do? Do I spend like 3 hours like doing like 2 quests? I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's like such a waste. I think like what I should do right now is I shouldn't do any of that. I should just chop down trees and wait till people unlock the other towns. Because like what I want to do is I want to have 2 towns that I'm doing town board missions for. And I want to have like 2 economy towns and just do that over and over. Spam the dungeon. I bet that's not even good though. Because like I'm gonna have to do this no matter what, right? And so like I might as well do it now. me look at my my traits and everything. Oh, my hatchet's up. Nice. Character, great axe. Guess I'm just gonna use that. Okay. I don't know what I'm even doing right now. Attributes. One more point in Constitution will give me... Oh, 10% more logging speed. That'd be really good. Is there anything else I can put on that just gives me Constitution? No, looks like there's not. It's too bad. Do you think faction imbalance will be a problem in this game? Yes and no. I mean, it will be, but like the impact of it will be lower. MMOs where you spend years playing a game over and over, and now since people are just so good at burning through all relevant content. Yeah. I think that like the reason why people were slow at video games back then were because like number one, like people just had bad computers back then, so like they played worse. And people just like weren't as good at games. Like people were just way better at video games now. That's just the fucking truth. People are way better at video games. Yeah, information sharing is a huge reason. Probably the biggest reason in my opinion. The tour post by your mom wants to see my thoughts to you and her. Even though it, no, it's cock in the ass content. You being around makes me happy. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. I'm doing my best, man. It's hard. It really is. It's fucking hard. But, I mean, you just gotta do it. I try not to freak out around her about it. Like, I want to try to... I think of a way to put it, right? It's like I want to try to, like, have her, like... Even if, like, there's no reason to have hope, I want her to have hope, you know? It's like, there's no benefit to not having it. And just try to find, like, little small victories that she can have and make herself feel better, like she's doing well and everything. Because I mean, obviously, like, I mean, the truth is, this could not end well for her, right? I mean, she could die, but, I mean, I hope that doesn't happen, but it's obviously something I've considered a lot. And I'm scared, but, we'll see what happens, man. I just gotta do my best. Life sucks sometimes. It is what it is, man. She'll be okay. I mean, I hope so. But, I always feel like I could do more. I feel like I could be more involved. I could be talking to more doctors or making more calls or... I don't know. Like, there's always something more I could be doing. I feel like I'm letting her down. She needs to stop smoking though. True, bro. Like, oh my god. Like, it just drives me crazy. Letting yourself down, it's not your fault. Nah, bro, it doesn't matter if she is or not. It's still my responsibility. It's like a man's gotta have a responsibility to his family. That's the way I see it, man. And it's like, I always look out for people I care about, and I'll do anything for them. It doesn't matter. Getting someone to stop smoking is also possible if they don't want to. I mean, I have a pretty good feeling that, like, if she spends a few more days like today, she's gonna want to stop smoking. It's like kind of a tough thing to say, but there it is. She's had some pretty bad days recently. Eat several small nutritious meals per day. It's like, I don't know what I can make for her. Cause like I'll make her food, but like I just eat fast food all the time. Like I'm not a cook, right? I don't know what to do. Beef and rice, really easy to make. It's so nice. Maybe that's it. My mom could never count the cook to have it. I mean, she's gonna have to. Learn cooking's easy. Yeah. My first started panic attack 3 weeks ago at 31. No, I haven't really felt good at all, honestly, with like this whole situation going on. Like I probably sleep maybe like 2 or 3 hours, and then I'll wake up and I just can't go back to sleep without checking on her and making sure she's okay. It's been really fucking bad, man. Got perm banned for ad trolling in New World. Great game, folks. Well, you just, I mean, like, the thing is, like, you trying to be annoying, and then people are like, damn, stop being annoying. Like, sounds like you played yourself, man. Smoking match, my mom smokes cigarettes for a long time now. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Why don't you hire a home care assistant? I'm trying to figure all that out right now, man. What about a chef as well? I don't know yet. Someone stole Esfan's name on Olympus and got 2 territories worth of gold from it. I mean, that's what Amazon wanted, man. They could have reserved the names, but they didn't. I mean, I don't care. If they don't care about their game, who gives a fuck? They want their game to be like fucking empower people that are trying to like steal people's names and sell them back to them and all this shit. Like, if you want that to be in your game, go ahead, it's your game. But I mean, don't be surprised whenever you have a toxic community 6 months down the line, because that's the kind of people that kind of stuff attracts. It's just what happened, and it is funny. It's definitely no, it's definitely funny, man. Just a name? Well, it's clearly not just a name, because if it was just a name, then people wouldn't be giving them that much money. Not bury anyone else, create your name and everyone else does. It's not being better or worse, it's about kind of just doing what's like logically like the better decision for the game, you know? It's like logically it would make sense that it's better for your game to not have people that are that are trying to reserve names maliciously to sell them back to people. And realistically, the people that are going to have that done to them are content creators. So it's like the fact that they're getting their name stolen in the first place is I think that's evidence that it's like you're not really making it special, you're making it where they're just like treated like normal people. People play stupid and say it's just a name. As I said, I think a lot of people are just butt frustrated that streamers get privileges in video games that they want. It's that simple to me. I've always been a kind of person where like I will always expect that whatever the reason why people hold a certain opinion is probably beneficial to themselves. Most people have opinions that end up with them being the winner. Extra Life's name was stolen. He was so mad. Contacted Amazon. Said there's nothing they can do, mate. Deal with it. Yeah, I know. And what I'm saying is like if that's what they want to do, that's their game, right? They do whatever they want. But I will promise you, clip this. I will fucking promise you that this will contribute to toxicity and the New World community will be worse in 6 months. I can guarantee you that. Not all people watch streamers. The ones that use the name SFanTV do. Let's be honest. It's like the... Come on. 6 months only tryhards will be playing. No one gives a shit about streamers and their names. Well then, why is it a big deal if they get to reserve them? If nobody cares, then why would it be a big deal? I agree, it's not a big deal. Privileges from a streamer? Yeah, I think streamers should get certain privileges. I've made myself pretty clear on that, and I know that there have been a lot of people who have disagreed with me, and I think that the reason why they're disagreeing with me is entirely personal. It's illogical, and that's why I haven't changed my opinion. It's not even a privilege, the streamer's one getting trolled. Yeah, I know. They disagree because they're jealous. Well, some about streamers about advertising. Yeah. Gaming companies didn't benefit from streams. Why are they paying millions of dollars to play their fucking games? Good question. It's because clearly they do, right? Streamers make or break a game. That's true. Not a deal. Please be still for 12 hours. Well, the reason why I've talked about it a lot is because it's very frustrating for me to see so many people that can be so stupid. Like, it's like, how can so many people be that stupid? And I think the reason for that is actually pretty simple, right? It's that people believe that because they just don't like the idea of streamers getting privileges because they're not getting them. That's it. There's not really anything more to it than that. You know, so we get privileges because we're watching the streamers, and without us, the streamers would have no watchers. Yeah, it's like, this is what I'm saying, right? It's like these, yeah, us. I think, like, if you were to ask, like, a large amount of people that, like, anybody who's, like, an adult, right? Who's not, like, this, like, jaded kid that's mad that streamers are getting paid money to play video games that they like or whatever. You explain the situation to them. I think that almost any person would logically come to the same conclusion that I would. And, like, I've read a lot of the disagreements and the reasons why people disagree on my opinion, and I think that none of them have any validity. And I think that they're almost all built around a personal resentment towards streamers getting the privilege, and not necessarily the rational outcome or the best possible outcome. Right? This is it's a personal emotional response, which I think that if you, like, if logic is not part of your calculation for how you're going to make a decision, you're doing the wrong kind of math. Like, personally, and you're talking about, like, making, like, you know, it's like what cat you're gonna buy or something like that, that's different, right? But whenever you're making big decisions, and you want to make a decision, especially for, like, other people, or that's, like, a legitimate thing, I think that you should have to, like, make sense out of it. Is it rational to dismiss any argument against yours is illogical, though? Well, I'm dismissing them on the basis of the way the argument is framed, and not necessarily because it's disagreeing with me. So it's the way that the argument is framed, and not necessarily because of the fact that it's a disagreeing argument. I actively didn't buy the game because I saw a bunch of streamers in queue. Yeah, there's a lot of people like that. According to people in my chat earlier, nobody's like that, but it's very common. I'm not saying that he's not wrong, but it's just people don't behave rationally. Yeah, I know that, but the thing is, like, because people don't behave rationally doesn't mean that you should do things that are irrational. Everyone's irrational in some aspect of their life. That's true, right? No, I think that's definitely true. I know I am. Right? I mean, rationally, there's a lot of things that I should or should not do, but I do or do not do those things. I think that's definitely the case. But the difference is that a lot of the things that I do wrong, right? Like, for example, like, it's irrational for me to stay up late every night. It's irrational for me to do a number of things. But I do them, and I'm not necessarily saying, like, this is the way everybody else should do things, or this is the way the world should work, you know? That's, I think, what the difference is. Because our emotions don't always act according to our logic. Well, yeah, but I don't think that's, like, a good thing. I think that, like, in general, outside of, like, interpersonal things, generally responding to something emotionally is an inferior response than responding to something rationally. I'm gonna pay for the game, everyone has the same experience regardless how much AGS can monetize you. I think that's not really like it's a very reductive way of looking at it, right? Because like clearly a person who's advertising the game to like thousands, maybe millions of people, clearly that person is going to have a larger impact on the game than just like an average player, right? So if that person's having a larger impact on the game and that impact is being viewed by a lot of people, I think it's in the company's best interest to make sure that person's experience is not intentionally sabotaged by another player. This just makes sense. It makes sense for the streamer themselves because they don't have to deal with people that are like intentionally trying to harass them. It makes sense for the business because it shows their game in a more positive light. It makes sense for the player base because it removes what I consider to be toxicity. It makes sense in all regards. What the hell? Okay. Oh, it's an invisible tree. I see. Logic is thin veneer of your person, emotion, opinion of sitting in queue. It's not really an argument though, right? I mean, like, because I'm not really sitting in queue at all. Well, it makes sense. Do you think a streamers being able to VIP in any way outweighs whatever negatives would come? 90% planning to play your game. Things in this climate can firestorm fast and have massive monetary impact. The thing is, though, this is like what I said originally on my main stream earlier, is that I think that if what you're worried about is irrational people getting angry at you, you've already lost. Because irrational people are going to get angry at you no matter what. Like, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's not matter. Amount of advertisement generated by a few dozen top streamers. It's not worth how many thousands of people will be angry in the eyes of Amazon. Yeah, and I think it's a bad mindset to have. Because I think the mindset is the reason why I think it's bad, and this is like just generally what this is like a worldview that I have, is that I try to never side with somebody that has malicious intent. So if I think somebody has malicious intent and they're trying to like actively do a bad thing, I don't side with that person. You give streamers the right to play over non-streamers, so you discern who's a streamer as for what you play, what the parameters, amount of viewers, amount of income. Well, it's simple, right? It could be something as simple as like anybody who's a Twitch partner, or people that apply for like a partnership program with the developer. There's a lot of different ways you can handle it. Oh shit. Let me get rid of maybe like 30. Okay. I'm gonna go put this away. Actually, I'm gonna just turn all of this into charcoal. Being frustrated that someone gets preferential treatment isn't malicious, it's a normal feeling. So is envy and jealousy. These are also normal feelings, but these feelings should not be accommodated and taken seriously as something that you should build your business around. You see what I'm saying? So like, of course these are normal feelings, and of course people have these perspectives, but just because somebody has that perspective, why not? The reason why not is because I think that they're, number one, they are subjective. So because they're subjective, let me see, is it 2? Okay, I'm just gonna do this many. because they're subjective, there's going to be a lot of people who have like everybody will have like a different opinion on the subject. So whenever you're talking about how things make someone feel, every person is going to feel a different way about a lot of things. And because they all feel a different way about something, and nice, I can do that one. And I can do that one. I can almost do this one. Go ahead and turn this on. Game companies or businesses first and foremost. Exactly. I think it's definitely the case. Thank God you chopping trees. Oh, you're not about it, man. Isn't it important for game makers to make a game that makes their players feel good, even if it's irrational? I think that it is. It's important to make players feel good, but I think that if players feel good, like for example, there are a lot of cases where like developers will add something into the game, or it's like, this has happened a lot with like having like female characters or like minority characters. The developers will add something like that into the game, and even though a large amount of the player base gets frustrated or upset about it, they still just put it in the game anyway. It's not just because a large amount of the player base gets upset about something doesn't necessarily mean that they're right. There are a lot of cases where the player base can be wrong. There's mean top 1%, 1%, leg up, same thing people are mad with. Whole 1% owning all the wealth, same concept, different medium. Yeah, I understand that, but like the difference is that there's like a much bigger impact of like, let's say the top 1% of like income owners like owning like, I don't know, like 80% of like all the wealth in the country versus like 200 streamers being able to skip a queue in a video game, right? These are just simply these are not the same things. I think if you extrapolate the problem to like real life wealth inequality or something like that, I think you've kind of already lost the plot. Who gets to make decisions on who's right or wrong if the majority is an indicator of being right? People who are better at making decisions. I think that there are a lot of cases where the majority is wrong on a lot of things. Like, I'll give you an example. Whenever I would do things in my guild that were going to be bad for most people but good for me, it's like, you know, some guild policy change or whatever, and I didn't know if people didn't know if it was going to happen. What I would do is I would put it to a vote, because you can always convince stupid people to vote against their own self-interest. It's happened for years in America, and yeah, people are just dumb. Like you shouldn't trust like the majority opinion as like any sort of like barometer for what's a good idea or what's not. When the streamers do it, you start having to set a quota for viewers to qualify. We don't really have to start. You don't have to do anything, right? You just make your decision as a company, and you have like a different type of approval system for different people. You don't. I mean, there's no like have to or anything like that. Oh, I didn't know that was a mature tree. You expect to skip queues in a grocery store because you're buying and spending more, hence the business higher profits. Don't really understand the logic behind your argument. I don't think it's transferable to most circumstances and scenarios. Sure. So you think it's the same thing as I would say that actually in a lot of stores you do get better service if you go there more often. I think that's very common. And then also, like, what I would say beyond that is that I think it's the advertisement aspect that's not necessarily the amount of money that you spend. So, like, for example, if somebody is, like, doing an advertisement for the, what do you call it? Doing an advertisement for, like, let's say, like, here's an example, like, a radio show comes in, and a radio show wants to show a new local market. And the radio show comes in and they're like, okay, well, we're going to take you through what it's like shopping in this grocery store. And what they will probably do, what the grocery store will probably do, is they will probably have a cashier that will be assigned to checking that person out specifically, right? And that person will probably not have to sit in line. They will probably have a separate line that they will go to, because it looks bad for the grocery store if the person who is advertising it is shown to receive slow service. You see what I'm saying? Radio, yeah, or a television show or something. I think television show makes more sense. So I think actually if you want to use that line of argument, I think that there are many cases that you could make that fall exactly in line with what I'm saying. Very good analogy, to be honest. Happens all the time. Hot chicks at the front of the line at clubs. Yeah, I think that's one that we all know, isn't it? Yeah, true. There isn't. You want priority queue because as a streamer, your time is worth more than loading screens. Has nothing to do with you promoting the games. Well, I just explained it, right? I mean, if you didn't understand the way I explained it, I think that's kind of your problem. Yeah, I feel like I've made a pretty good argument. I've given real life examples of similar situations, and the only thing that I've really received as a counter argument is people misunderstanding what I've said, reframing it as something different, and then getting mad at me for saying something I didn't say. Whenever successful game devs understand and agree with Aswan's position. I think the only people that don't are people that are intentionally trying to pay lip service to like the they want to retain an audience of the people that like just reflexively dislike it. I really don't understand the pushback on this topic. Well, the reason why people push back so much on the topic is because it reminds them of the fact that streamers are like, what's the word for it, like more privileged than they are, and they have like more value than they do to a video game, because it's something that like they feel like, I think a lot of people feel like they're the same as a streamer, And because because they feel that way, the streamer like getting a privilege is seen as like it's seen as bad, because they're like, well, they're just the same as I do. They're just the same as I am, but they're really not. Yeah, they feel entitled, right? And other apes, monkeys, hate for perceived unfairness. Yeah, I know that, but that doesn't really stop clubs from inviting in hot girls, and I can guarantee you that there's more people that want to go to the clubs that invite in hot girls than the clubs that don't. That make them sit in the back of the line. It's just good business. Who wants to go to clubs? That's a good question too. A lot of people getting Q as an outlet for the games. When it comes trying to skip the Q. The logic against this is pretty bad. Of course it is, and that's like the logic. Yeah, the logic behind it is based off of it's based off of jealousy, right? Jealousy or envy or resentment, and I think these are not emotions that you should design this a system around. But I don't know. I think I mean, I've stated this like 5 or 6 times. Like, I think at this point, like, people are either going to agree or not. So there's no reason to just keep talking about it. Let me see what I need to do to get more steel. Like, what level I need to do this on. Steel weapons. Oh, I need tier 3 and I'm level 11. Oh my god. What can I do to level this up? Ash Stain? What does this give me? Furnishing skill. I don't know which one of these are good or worth doing. Let me just make one of these and see how much it gives me. I hadn't really, it gave me plus 96. It's like not really that much. Why do you think that a lot of gaming ads on Facebook depict a bad strategy or losing tactic in order for the viewer to think that I can do better than that as a viable form of advertising, while streamers are basically at the tippy top of what's obtainable? That's actually a really good point. I've never thought about that. Yeah, I should think about that more. Yeah, that's a really good question. 204 engineering. This is 96. My engineering level was 11. Jesus Christ, this is gonna take forever. Maybe I'll be able to level this up faster. This is all like furnishing though. Fuck. Tools are fast. Tools are also 7 ingots, man. 7 ingots a pop. Like this is the fastest right here. His gunpowder is the fastest, 100 fucking %. I'm just gonna make gunpowder. See how far this takes me. 17. That's pretty damn good. Standard repair kit. This is oh, +2. Are you kidding me? It's +2. Oh, what, dude? Oh my god. +2. Got robbed, I know. Some farm saltpeter from caves. I know, man. I gotta do that. What a cock in the ass. I'll see if there's any on the auction house. After the redstone. Ah, it's 18 per. Oh, that's a lot of money, man. Like, I don't think that's worth it. Play games, living, you can't stream New World, Final Fantasy, and WoW. Phase 2 is great, and tens of thousands of people want to see you stream it. Why can't you deliver and don't use your mom as an excuse? Are you, so you're not happy that I'm playing Burning Crusade, is that it? Yeah, I mean, I'm really, like, yeah, I just banned him, like, I don't know, he's just a loser, classic Andy. A douchebag, yeah, the thing is, I do whatever I want, number one. Number two, I don't want to play Burning Crusade because the game's fucking boring. It's boring to watch, it's tedious to play. Like, if I saw somebody playing Burning Crusade, I would turn off the stream. You know what I mean? Like, I would just turn off the stream because it's boring to watch. Like, I don't want to watch something that's boring. It's that simple. TBC, it's fucking boring. Yeah, it's just it's a boring game, man. Like, everything is just solved. You know what's gonna happen. There's nothing interesting about it. Like, literally nobody cares, man. Like, just watching speedruns is kind of cool. I'll grant you that. But yeah, not tens of thousands of people want to see me play Burning Crusade. For example, like, my Burning Crusade stream, like, in terms of, like, viewership, was my lowest viewership stream that I've ever had. Ever since I started playing Final Fantasy. So I think, and that was, like, on the release day of a new raid. The truth is, like, the raids are just boring. And I think that after my viewers saw how much more interesting and dynamic the Final Fantasy raids can be, nobody wants to go back and sit there and watch you wipe and spend 15 minutes running back looking at a damage meter. Like, it's just fucking boring, man. It's the same reason why I don't do Savage raids on stream. It's not because they're too hard. Well, it is. In a way, it is because they're too hard. Like, basically the window of the progress becoming entertaining is missed because it takes so long for that to happen. BC Arena is fun to watch. I mean, really? Is it actually fun to watch the same content every time with no changes in between each season except for the fact that people have better gear? There's no class changes, there's nothing. Everything's solved, it's all fucking data mined, you know exactly what's gonna happen. Like, I'm sorry, man, but if you think that's entertaining, like, I don't at all. People watch you do 9.1 raid? Yeah, I had 100,000 people watching that. The same logic can be applied to PvE? Yeah, I think so. I think that that's why, like, the speed runs are interesting because it's people that are kind of pushing things to the limit. Faction just got Evermaul. Oh, really? That's crazy. Nice. I guess maybe I can start working on my stuff over there. Yeah, I might start doing that. Fuck yeah. First said, is it wrong if someone enjoys TBC, or do you think that there is better MMO? You're about to buy Everfall, brother? I mean, you're a bit late, brother. Yeah. No, I think it's fine if somebody wants to play Burning Crusade. I'm happy for him. I just don't really think the game has like much appeal in terms of stream content. I think it's just super boring. It's like I can't imagine, like, I remember at the end of Burning Crusade, the original Burning Crusade, I remember I would get physically sick if someone said the word Karazhan. Like, I would just get sick to my, I'd be like, ugh. Ugh. I couldn't deal with it, man. Sam taking that shit 50th time sucked. Yeah, I know. I think also, like, some of it is, like, I have to play tank, and, like, I don't really like playing tank, I like playing DPS. But, walking around outlines boring as fuck. I just, it's like saying Torghast now. Yeah, exactly. McConnell's saying you'll be playing Weeb MMORPG. It's Bless Online. Yeah, Bless Online. It's on YouTube. I know it is. I'm gonna wait for this to pop up. Then I'm probably gonna go to bed after that. Amazon just got back to me. It's not permaban, just 24-hour temp ban. I mean, the thing is, if you're trolling and trying to be obnoxious and then you get in trouble for it, I mean, you get what you fucking deserve. That's what happens, man. Yeah, that's on you, man. What are your thoughts on Vanilla Classic Fresh? My thoughts on Vanilla Classic Fresh is that I think the game, like, I think Classic WoW, just like in general, is... it needs so many improvements. Like, in my opinion, I think running back to your body in a raid, like running, like the act of running your corpse from the graveyard into the instance is just a waste of time, and I don't ever want to do it again. I never want to do that again. There's no reason for it. There's no value to it. It's just a waste of my time. And if I feel like a game is wasting my time, I'm done with the game. Final Fantasy spoiled you whenever it came down to raid time and pull times? It really did. It absolutely spoiled me. And I realized how much better a game can be. It's the weight of your mistakes. You don't die, you don't have to run back. Yeah, but I just don't want to, right? I mean, like, I don't want to have my time wasted. I don't want to be punished by a video game, right? Like, I'm not into BDSM. I just want to play a challenging video game that's fun and rewarding. I don't want to be punished by a video game. Like, being punished isn't fun for me. Like, I don't get off on that. It's not my thing. I don't want my time wasted because somebody else made a mistake. Like, you can say that it's, like, fun or whatever, but, like, I don't think it is. I just think it's a waste of time. Not an argument. Do you consider Dark Souls boss runbacks punishing? It's actually a really good. It's a good point to bring up because we actually used this example because we talked about this like I don't know maybe like 3 weeks ago or something, and people use Dark Souls runbacks as an example, and I would say that a runback like Sir Alone is bad game design, and I would say a runback like Genichiro or Ishin or Guardian Ape or something like that, like. Sir Alone is an easier boss than any of the bosses in Sekiro by a massive margin. By any metric, any margin, it's a much easier boss. However, there are probably people that spent more time doing Sir Alone than doing Guardian Ape or doing Genichiro. Why is that? It's simple. It's because it made them have to re-clear trash every single pull, and the trash would kill them regularly while they were trying to run back to the boss. Now, I would ask you, after those 2 fights, which person probably enjoyed themselves more? Which person had more fun? And I can almost guarantee you that it's not the person who got insta-gibbed on trash runbacks for 30 minutes. That's not fun. And so what I'm saying is like just because the time invested is the same doesn't mean that the quality of the time invested is the same. And a lot of times with like Dark Souls, like which boss in Dark Souls, like let's say Dark Souls 3, right? Which boss is a bad runback? Pretty much none of them. Almost no bosses have a bad runback in Dark Souls 3. Maybe like, I don't know, like Crystal Sage is annoying. That's about it. Twin Princes? I mean, like, not really. I mean, because can't you just take the, no, Twin Princes not at all, man. No, Twin Princes, no, because you just take the elevator on the right side, and you just skip everything except for that set of 3 blue guys. Yeah, there's an elevator, man. This is what I'm saying, right? Is that a lot of people don't really get the way the game works, man. Ocelot was pretty annoying. I remember I like 2-shot him. I'm pretty sure he was really easy for me, and I didn't really worry about it too much. Run back in Dark Souls semi-intended. Well, what I'm saying is like the run back in Dark Souls. A run back in Dark Souls is on average 1 minute. Like I would say it's less than 1 minute in many cases. Like it is actually a very fast run back. And in Dark Souls you lose nothing if you die. Besides souls and humanity. But like after you die once, that's it. So like from death 4 to 5, you lose literally nothing. You just run back, do it again. Run back, do it again. Run it back, do it again. So I think Dark Souls level design is actually a good example of what I'm saying. 2 strong health potions. Let's see if I have any of those. Also can't die to someone else's mistakes. Yeah, exactly. So like for example, like respecking in classic WoW. Respecking in classic WoW. Like, I never want to pay for another respec again in my life. Like, respecking is just artificial friction, and the cost that it takes, I never want to pay for another respec in my life. It is a waste of my gold, it's a waste of my time. It is just a waste. That's it. Pay for your own respecs? I had to back in the day. And even if I didn't pay for it, it's still gold that people gave me, and I could spend that on something else. And I think that also, like, just having the cost there makes it to where I don't want to do it because I'm spending gold. in a way that I don't necessarily have to, you know what I mean? You feel the same for PoE? Respect? In PoE? Not really. I feel like the gameplay loop for PoE is a lot different. And like usually the way I play PoE is I only play like one build and then I'm done. Compared to, yeah, it's a different genre. PoE isn't permanent though, it's on season cycle. Yeah. You don't need to respec. I don't think so either. Do you think there should be a punishment for failing in MMOs at all then? Punishment can't be players' time, should be losing progress? No, I think that like, I think that the entire idea of looking at how can we, like, the premise of punishing a player is, in my opinion, flawed fundamentally. Like, I don't think that the goal should be to punish the player. The goal should be to create a good experience that the player enjoys and feels good about overcoming. That's the goal. It's not about punishing the player. There's no reason to punish the player. Yeah, punishment is you have to try again. Exactly. Yeah, speaking of tedious. One of creating punishments for players is to make them appreciate the good moments. See, I know people believe that, but like speaking from my own experience, whenever I'm getting punished in a video game and I finally overcome the punishing element of the game, I don't feel good at all. I just feel like I've had my time wasted. And now I'm not having my time wasted anymore. That's it. I don't feel good. I don't feel like, oh wow, I've overcome this difficult challenge or anything, man. It looks like you don't like games anymore. Well, no. I mean, I just don't like certain types of games. Yeah, so it's like you don't, if I don't like having my time intentionally wasted by bad game design, I don't like video games. Like, I don't know how this works. Yeah, it's just stupid. What are games with permadeath, perma-loss of Diablo, RuneScape, or Eve popular then? Well, because a lot of people don't play them with the permadeath mechanic on, like number one. Like obviously like Eve is the only exception to that, and I think Eve is dying, isn't it? But overall, I mean, there's always going to be an audience of people that likes the thing that you don't like, but that doesn't necessarily mean that making and designing a game around that is a good idea. There's always going to be niche people that enjoy that type of content. I'll concede that any day of the week, of course. But I don't think it's a majority of people, and I think actually the vast majority of people do not like that kind of content, and they consider it a waste of their time. Nice. Punishing gameplay is niche. Why is Dark Souls so popular? I guess you just don't really get it. Yeah. Yeah, maybe you don't get it. Spent it like 3 minutes ago? Yeah, talking in circles, you're right. Very true. There are punishing parts of Dark Souls, like Blight Town and things like that. And I think probably a lot of people do quit during Blight Town. I think, for example, like there's probably a reason why we've never really gotten another Blight Town. Like, is there a Blight Town in Bloodborne? Not really. Is there a Blight Town in Dark Souls 3? No. There's the Gutter in Dark Souls 2 that's somehow even worse. But we really kind of, yeah, and I think the reason for that is, like, I think a lot of, you know, people from FromSoft, they're like, you know, people just stop playing the game here because, you know, they've invested like 30 minutes into this run, and then they die, and they don't want to do it again. Farron Forest is the closest thing in Dark Souls 3. Yeah, maybe Farron's Forest. That was a pain in the ass. Holy fuck, that was annoying. We're just gonna make all of these. This whole game a grind fest? Yep, that's all it is. That's all this game is. It's just a huge fucking grind fest. When do I make bricks? It's downgrades. Level 50. Lodestones are 100. When the fuck do I get to make it? 50, okay. So I need to get more levels. It's bedtime. Good night, guys. We had a really good time today. I enjoyed myself. I hope you guys had fun on the stream. I'm gonna probably play tomorrow and chill. Do the usual. I'm gonna be busy tomorrow though. See what happens. No New World tomorrow? No, I want to play New World tomorrow, but I don't really I don't think I'm gonna stream tomorrow because of probably because my mom. Like, I don't know yet. I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll kind of have a better idea, and just I'm about to see how she's doing. And yeah, we're gonna go from there. Anyway, guys, I'll see y'all later. Thank you very much for watching, and probably might hang out in my second stream for a bit, whenever I can. See you later. Peace.